Hey everybody, I hope the audio is coming through at a decent level here. Let me just test that. It's my first time doing live via Facebook, but testing. Sounds like it might be low. Um, Anyhow, I haven't been on for a while because I was busy, um, mainly busy playing and other stuff. So we were wrapping up the JSYO for the season, so that would have been early June, and it's always the time when you lose some who are going to college, and you look forward to new members. So I'll be posting a date on. We have an audition date scheduled for September, the end of September, and then the first performance will be the second Saturday in October. So anyone you know wants to play on the youth program, be sure to share the information with any of your friends. So what else have we been doing? What can I catch up on? So music on the inside, I haven't really posted about this for a while, but we're booked to play at the Newport Jazz Festival this year in, I think it's the pop-up tent, the smaller venue, and really looking forward to that for a number of reasons, including it being such a historic festival. And what else we got? We had the gala for music on the inside, and there was also a Juneteenth event. So the gala was tied around the Juneteenth date. It was 2 days later. But we actually did a performance in Cafe Il Soleil, produced by Janet Selesky, who, when I first came to town, she was the first manager I ever had, and she was a producer and is a producer, but she's done arts tours. She's always been in the service of art and music and jazz in particular, and she's been doing booking a night in Cafe Il Soleil in the Inwood section of Manhattan, and we played a performance there with some of the re-entering citizens from Music on the Inside, and we were joined by a very special guest. Haven't played with him in a number of decades, Victor Jones, the great Victor Jones, wonderful drummer. And while all this was going on, Cassandra Wilson was in town ahead of her Saratoga Jazz Festival appearance and headlining appearance, actually, and also she was, I think, doing something for Dorothy Kirk, who she's known for many, many years, the Newark area. And she ended up staying pretty close to where I live. So we got to catch up, and we've been talking at long distance for a while about what we're going to do project wise. And so it was very helpful to have her nearby. And Cassandra very kindly appeared on the Music on the Inside gala. So I want to talk about that night because in the one night I got to play with so many different people. There was a lot of vocalists coming all from different angles, and it was kind of very exciting to navigate my way around. Alongside, there was a house band that featured Pete Malinverni on piano, um, Boots Mallison on bass, and the great Willie Jones III, who I hadn't seen in quite a while, a favorite drummer of mine. So got to play with those great musicians behind some of the singers, because some of the stuff was our Music on the Inside stuff as well. So among the vocalists I played with that night was Marion Cowings, a name I've known for a long time, but I've never gotten to play with him. And he was doing Robert Johnson blues, and the harmonica player on that was one of the re-entering citizens, Charles Walker, who's a fantastic blues singer and harmonica player. I love playing that, and I think Willie and Boots joined in, and so did Pete, playing very sensitively behind, that whole thing. And then among the other singers, Wynton Marsalis's young daughter, Oni, who did a beautiful job on A Kiss to Build a Dream On, which has become a fast favorite song of mine. And then Broadway star Jenny Harney Fleming, who sang Ain't Misbehavin' and St. Louis Blues. I think she was nominated for her performance as Louis Armstrong's second wife, maybe Lil Hardin, I think, in What a Wonderful World. And I know she also played 3 different characters over time in Hamilton. So she's quite a performer, and how quickly she could pull her set together was quite impressive. And you might be able to hear my cat meowing in the background. I'm going to pause. I'm not going to press the pause button, but I'm just going to let him in, or he'll just keep wailing away. Come on in. All right, you can make your appearance in a minute. But who else? Of course, the great Cassandra Wilson. And then we had Patrick Morgan singing Just My Imagination, brought the house to its feet. Cassandra sang I Wish I Knew How It Would Feel to Be Free, and I forget the name of the blues that she did. But we it was so much fun playing with each different singer's approach and seeing how quickly they could weave their magic on an audience. I'm looking to see, is he on camera? There he is. He makes his appearance. So that was, from a musical perspective, I loved playing with so many different people on the same night. I haven't done that in a while. And then the following week, we had a very interesting performance, because nobody can seem to remember the day that we decided to put this band together. But where I live in Oceanport, New Jersey, my kids gone to school there, and Chloe just graduated high school in Shore, about to start college. And somehow or other, I volunteered to, I think originally it was to have Andrew Aboud, one of my young students, to play an opening tune, or to be part of a night where they had them headlining act was somebody who didn't behave very well towards me and on a previous project that we did. But I'll talk about that in a minute. We ended up, long story short, putting a band together out of teenagers singing blues songs that they picked, which meant that they had to listen to some blues and research what they were going to pick. And it started a conversation with parents in their house. And then the backup band had only one kid in it, one of Sean's school friends, Fox Elcar, playing drums. The rest of the band were all parents of the kids performing, including me. And we even had 3 backup vocals, 3 of the mommies singing backup. And it was so much fun, actually. 5 rehearsals for that. And the rehearsals were sometimes turning into a great, fun social gathering. But look at this guy. The interesting part of it all was we had teenagers researching blues and, dipping their feet in the jazz camp in some cases. And they were very well received. They did a great performance. You couldn't but be proud of them. Now, I mentioned one of the people in the act that we were opening for did, let's say, some very questionable behavior towards me on another project. And I don't, I know that the people there were not there for my troubles or anything like that. So I wasn't determined to ruin anybody's show. But when I went up, and I'm literally 1 foot away from the guy, he hung his head in shame. Couldn't even look me in the eye. And but I thought of the people in the audience, and I just said, "Hey, man." And he barely blurted out a hello to me. Later on, when he spotted me in the audience, he mumbled about me being a brother from another mother. Um, None of my brothers ever treated me the way this guy did. And here's the irony. This is where I will take a little bit of credit for something, which is they were trying to fire this guy off the particular project I was talking about. They were going to replace him, replace his vocals and everything. And I advocated for him on a number of occasions. So what's this they say? No deed goes unpunished. But to me, it's in the rearview mirror. That project taught me a little bit about who some people were in my life, and I was able to just use it as a learning experience. And never again will I just include a friend into a role as a co-producer, for example, and have him then go around telling everyone he is the producer and not mention my name at all. It's so interesting how people behave when they get around celebrity. So with that in mind, I'm involved now in planning a couple of major projects that I've been kindly asked to participate in, and I will be more selective about who I pick to be part of the team and who I can trust. And I'll pay attention to red flags more than I ever have before. I used to feel guilty if I had negative feelings towards somebody without being able to justify it. And quite often then I'd find out that my instincts were, were actually spot on. But anyway, I was most proud of the kids in that performance, and it's a nice lesson to know that you can just shake things off like that. What else is there to say? Oh, tonight I'm playing with Martin Pizzarelli. Always a joyful experience, never anything less. Bucky's son that plays bass, and you get a laugh a second with Martin. I think if he wasn't a musician, he could have done stand-up comedy. But he's naturally very funny and joyful in his demeanor. And what else is there? We're going to be at Felina's in Ridgewood tonight. I think if you get there around 7, that's when we start. I'll double check later on. But I just wanted to jump on and say hi to everybody. And I'll be trying to make more focused content as we go along. Somebody told me recently, if you're going to do a YouTube channel, one of the things is you got to create more content. So over time, we'll be dealing with, or orchestration is the name of this, and I will return to the topic of, for film scoring and orchestral writing, and what opened the debate about how it's taught in particularly orchestration, how they teach that subject in music colleges around, because from what I hear, it only gets a brief introductory course. There's maybe some of the film scoring schools, like maybe UCLA, they might have a more in-depth approach to it. Anyhow, I'm going to sign off for now, and thank you for listening in. I hope everybody's doing well, and we're getting some good weather over here, so I hope everyone's enjoying the good weather. And if you're not, make the most of being inside. Thank you. Have a good one.